my new chum. Hello, amigo. ¿Cómo se llama? Maíz. This is Maíz. Stephen? Maíz. Oh yeah. He's just been watching me film the tomato lady. There's obviously not much else to do, is there? No, not much to do. It's a busy market day. ¿Habla inglés? ¿Español? ¿Hablar español? Sí, a mí no. Poco español. Solo. ¿Habla maya? ¿Maya? ¿Maya? ¿Sí? ¿Dos? ¿Español y maya? I don't only speak English. Oh, rubbish. You're great. The way it goes. Adios. Adios. Devoid of life and colour. You can't fake this, can you? All our shopping malls, all our precincts. They've got none of the vivacity and life that this place has got. None of the interaction that's going on. All we've got is sanitised twaddle. It's no wonder people can't go around with each other anymore. You don't know how to. Because we don't have to. Imagine what had happened here if all you could come up with was have a nice day. You wouldn't last 5 seconds, would you? We have lessons in communication, technology and communication. What a joke that is. This is the way you communicate. Well, it's not tea time, and I'm probably going to break a few of the rules here, but it's my video, so there. If you don't like it, go and watch somebody else's video who's riding to South America drinking tea every day at 4 o'clock, and I bet you can't find anybody. But as I was just sitting, reading, watching my favourite corner, there was a guy walked past, and there was a certain something about him that made him stand out. I'll leave you to judge what it was yourselves. But I had a quick word with him while we were eating, and he's got a very interesting story, which I'm sure he will be delighted to enlighten you about. So I'm going to introduce you to Tony. Please do not adjust your sets. Please do not change the colour settings. He does actually look like this. Tony.
Me.
See, so it's quite striking outfit.
Thank you. It's brand new.
It's brand new.
It was actually made for me. It features tails.
Tails.
I could be a concert pianist, except wearing this I could only play happy tunes, right?
You would be finding difficulty with the foot pedals as well, I think.
Well, yes, I do. You should try stick shift with these. It's murder. Especially 4x4.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's an anomaly to most Americans already with the stick shift.
Indeed.
But for us Europeans, we know what he's talking about. Okay, Tony, there's got to be a reason for this.
For my being dressed like
this. For your
this.
being dressed like this, above and beyond being a clown.
Ah, well, yes, planning with a purpose. I work with an organization that does sexual health communication, in rural areas in Guatemala, in rural areas and in prisons and in port towns and border areas, and brothels and military facilities, installations, anywhere where nobody else will work.
So, how much of an issue is it in Guatemala?
Sexual health is an issue in that, well, HIV at the moment is an issue in that the rural populations in Guatemala are very exposed, very vulnerable, both to the impact and to the spread of HIV. The main problem is access to information. Information is not readily available, so that's what we do through clowning and street theater. We make essential messages, essential information accessible to people at the grassroots.
And how readily acceptable are they?
Well,
to those messages?
nobody can credibly get pissed off with the clown.
I don't know, they always used to frighten me as a kid.
Yes, well, I didn't like them very much when I was a boy either. But you know, you learn that the clown is the universal king's fool. We are able to tell harsh truths to people in power, and one of the harsh truths is that the epidemic is going to spread in Guatemala. It is showing signs of spreading in rural areas. As we know, it's the people most vulnerable are women. It's becoming more and more a rural phenomenon, and it's becoming more and more something that happens to poor people. And Mayan communities conform to those three criteria.
I mean, I was in South Africa not too long ago, and I know some of the beliefs they had there about how AIDS came about, HIV came about rather, were strange and mysterious. What sort of problems are you encountering in getting your message across?
Well, one of them is certainly risk perception. People don't actually believe that it's a problem yet, although the situation is much improved compared to 8 years ago when the project first started. So people don't perceive themselves to be at risk. Another thing is the influence of religious leadership worldwide that says no to condoms and to barrier methods.
So what can people, other than those that you're talking to, people who might be watching this, what can they do to help? How do they get in touch with you? How do they support your missions?
Well, we welcome a very small number of volunteers each year who help us with the clowning. We certainly could use some help with fundraising. For many years we got money from Comic Relief in Britain. Now we rely on the Global Fund, and we rely on large chunks of money rather than private donations. Although the 3 Cups of Tea adventure of Greg Mortensen, we're still waiting for somebody to come down and write us $1 million check for an endowment for our foundation. We would really love that to happen. So if anybody happens to, after the economic downturn in Europe and in the United States, if anybody still has that kind of cash on them, we'd love to hear from you.
Do you have a website they can log in?
We do have a website.
And the address is?
www.proyectopayaso, P-R-O, here we go. Let's try this.
Let's hold that up to the camera and let's...
proyectopayaso.org.
Excellent. You're doing valid work, Tony.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your time.
Did you mean invaluable?
What did I say?
Invalid.
Oh, I said invalid, did I? I did mean invaluable.
I'm gonna give you my notes.
Oh, it's okay. I'm going to be able to edit this, and you're not. Invaluable. I'm sure it's very valid.